Good day, and a warm welcome to another episode of Thesna Talks. In this episode, I will be talking about internet language or slang as we know it. We all know that the internet has its good and bad aspects to it, and for activists, it's particularly bad. We need only remember last week with Trump tweeting about 16-year-old Greta Thunberg. A grown man attempting to bully and or intimidate a child says what of our society? Unfortunately, we can't do without it. It's the fastest, most effective tool to communicate and to advertise. So if you're part of an activist group or render your opinion on any subject, you may be a victim of trolling. In internet slang, a troll is a person who starts quarrels or upsets people on the internet to distract and sow discord by posting inflammatory and digressive or off-topic messages in an online community. You know, the communities are such as news groups, forums, chat rooms, or blogs. Their intent purpose is provoking readers into displaying emotional responses, whether for the troll's amusement or for a specific gain. These trolls we find in the internet activist groups are often from right-wing groups intent on stopping conversations about racism. Whataboutism is the next one. That's also known as part of a logical fallacy. Broken down, its function is exactly what it indicates. In other words, you may speak about the violence and racism black and brown people are victims of, and a white person may answer, but what about the gangs that murder people? What about the farm murders? Essentially, its purpose is to deflect. You're racist, and a white person would reply that we're all racist and proceed to bring about evidence that at one time when they may have been subjected to hate or foul language. Politicians are prone to using whataboutisms to create a false sense of equivalence, thereby indicating that the person who introduced the subject of racism has their priorities screwed up. Sealioning is the third one that I'm going to be mentioning, and that's a type of trolling or harassment which consists of pursuing people with persistent requests for evidence or repeated questions while maintaining a pretense of civility and sincerity. It may take the form of incessant bad faith invitations to engage in debate. This is different to trolling because sealioning insists on evidence, is more polite, and can be viewed as eager to learn, but will continue on a certain point with a specific intention to derail conversations. The ones I've mentioned are a few, but if you go to Google, you'll find that there's so much more. So go there and familiarize yourself with the terms so that you can, especially those who are activists, that you can find out exactly what's happening when it does happen, if or when it does happen to you. This video is intended only to give you a few examples of people's online behavior. Harassment and bullying, of course, fall into a different category and is against the law. In South Africa, you could be charged both criminally and civilly when indulging in this type of behavior. Next week, I'll be talking about white tears and how dangerous it was in the past and how dangerous it can be. Remember, we can change the world one person at a time when we educate and we live consciously. Have a great day and drive carefully. Thank you.